Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Awaken the World October Challenge. Today is October 7th, Sunday, and it is time for our evening meditation. We're a few minutes early, so we'll be talking for a few minutes before we actually begin the meditation. And I wish to say a very happy good evening to Carol this evening. Carol, honestly, we've kind of missed you, you know? I mean, you have a great sense of humor and you've written some insightful things in your comments, and we love having you around. So happy to have you here meditating with us tonight. You know, we are all one divine being. We really are. And, you know, I was talking with Kelly about this yet again earlier this evening, and I was trying to explain something that goes beyond our mind. And, you know, as little children, we are immersed in that state of oneness. Little babies have no idea, no concept that things are outside of themselves or separate from themselves. And even as little children, we feel that connection. When I was a young boy, I not only loved God, I felt God. And even though I was told over and over again that God was an old guy on a throne, I felt that connection out in nature. I felt that in the trees. I felt that in the other children I played with. And at some point, we lose a little bit of that. We become a little too programmed. We fall deeply into the dream that we're sold. Good evening to Cindy. Nice to see you too, Cindy. You know, I am always amazed and blessed by the gift that is given to me and to Kelly as well in our interactions with all of you. Kelly comments on it at least once a week, how amazing it is to be able to communicate with people half a world away, to bridge those gaps, to bring us all one step closer to realizing the unity of us all. I was contemplating doing the full chakra dhyana, as I mentioned, during the 1 o'clock, but I think I'm going to leave that for a morning session. And I've decided instead this evening, since we finished off the healing sound meditations, all 7 of them, going up through our entire vibrational being, all the way from the coarsest vibration of physical survival right up to the rarest of vibrations, that of our direct connectivity and wholeness and oneness with that sea of consciousness. In Aham Brahmasmi, we see that we are indeed inseparable from the divine. It is an acknowledgement, a speaking out, an echo back into creation itself, that you are the world, you are everything. And by that implication, in truth, there is no I at all, no ego, no singular entity. Now, this is a lot to take in. And in truth, for myself, I kind of get a little bit fuzzy when it comes to there is no I at all, because we all have a perception of I. And that perception of I is an inaccurate perception. But as long as we still cling to that perception, we need to be gentle with ourselves. We need to understand that the I we think that we are is just the tiniest, shallowest, most minuscule bit floating on the surface of the gigantic iceberg of your being that extends deep into the depths. Larger, more magnificent than you could have ever imagined possible with the consciousness that exists in that tiniest little piece that exists above the waterline. Oh, I see that. Thank you, Kelly. Cindy had asked, is it okay to watch several of the sound meditations in a row? And the answer is absolutely. There is nothing wrong with, just as in the chakra dhyana, where we move from one level to another, there's nothing wrong with having an intense session with yourself and focusing on a couple specific areas and working through them one at a time. No issue with that at all. You know, there's a large following out there, and a lot of yogis and other people will tell you that when it comes to your energetic field, you have to be so careful. You can really harm your physical form. And in my own personal experience, I've never found that to be the case. What I have found to be important is the purity of your own intent, the honesty with which you approach yourself. This seems to be the only thing that truly matters, and I would hypothesize that those who do have negative experiences when it comes to balancing energy within the body are likely having those experiences because in some way they're still lying to themselves. They're not coming clean. And you can imagine if you were a father or a mother and you had a child that had an injured leg. And, you know, it wasn't quite a break, but it was darn close. And everything you do to get the child to sit still and allow that leg to heal fails. Every time you turn around, that kid is up and moving again. You tried tying the kid down to see if you can keep him there so his leg can heal, and that doesn't work. You try everything you possibly can. And finally, in a fit of frustration, you turn around and you break the kid's leg. Why? Because now he can't stand on it. Now he has to have it cast. Now it has to heal properly. Now, of course, that's not maybe the best of examples, okay? But, you know, life is kind of like that to us. That sea of consciousness is as gentle as possible with us for as long as possible. But when we're suffering, and we're putting ourselves in harm's way, and we're in need of healing, and we simply refuse to stop beating ourselves up, blaming ourselves, pressuring ourselves, stressing ourselves out, feeling less in some way. You know, finally, the universe will do just that. It'll come in and it'll break our leg. To get us to stop and look at ourselves. So no, short answer, go ahead. Do as many of them in a row as you wish. Just be careful that you don't explode into a ball of light and lose track of the pieces of your physical form and spend the rest of your days floating around as a ball of glowing energy. Not that that's a bad thing. It'd be perfectly okay by me. Just imagine, no more clothes. You know, cheap. So, this evening, I am divine. We acknowledge, we mirror back, we echo back into creation that we are the world. We are everything. And we allow ourselves to sink into the reality that there is only that sea of consciousness. Kelly's giggling. I can't see what she's giggling at on the comments, but hopefully it's funny. Okay. Let's take a deep breath and get ourselves in a comfortable position. This is the end of our first week together, meditating in earnest, working with ourselves, seeking first that connection, that kingdom within. Allow your back to maintain its natural curve. Imagine your head suspended from your crown chakra up into the heavens. A golden string filling you with divine light. In your mind's eye, transport yourself to that meadow of love and light and compassion. The brisk evening wind, the silence, there is an energy here that uplifts us, engages us, removes any stress, and prepares us to sit at the feet of our own inner guru. We come to our sacred circle, take our places on our well-worn cushions, and begin. Aham Brahmasmi. I am divine. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Allow yourself to go deeper into your being. With every inhale, send the life force of your breath deep within. And as you exhale, exhale golden divine light. Allow this light to envelope your being, until you can sense that you are surrounded by, engulfed, and yet radiate divine light. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I see the truth of my existence. I am reflected back unto myself in every encounter. That which I see in another, I see in myself first. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I understand now. I see. In every moment of every encounter of every day, I meet myself over and over again. I give up my limited sense of self. For I see I am not one, but I am all. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I have found the secret of all secrets. I now stand in the powerful truth of my being. My perceptions guide the reality which I create. I am free to create. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. From this moment, in every encounter, I will now see myself first. I will recognize the divinity within me. And I will recognize the divinity within those I encounter. Never again will I see another as an enemy. For each is a piece of myself, my true face. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. My thoughts have created my reality. In my past, I have not been aware. I am now consciously aware of the power of my thoughts. I choose to create responsibly. To love every one of my creations. To honor them. to see the value and how they have served, and then let them go. No longer bound, no longer confined. I am free. The cosmos is my playground. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. In the silence, allowing the growing inner peace of your being to expand, no longer limited by the confines of the body. Allow yourself to explode with joy. A wave of divine light spreading out throughout the entirety of this physical plane. Aham Brahmasmi. I am divine. Aham Brahmasmi. I am divine. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Rest for a moment in the new expansiveness of your being. Take a deep breath and exhale a sigh of love and gratitude. When you are ready, open your eyes. For the next 24 hours, 36 maybe since it's night here, I would like you to understand the depth of this mantra. You know, a lot of people will take the idea that they are God and insert it egoically and turn into exactly the sort of God in the Old Testament that none of us can stomach, or worse. Our ultimate goal, if you will, and keep in mind there is no real finish line to that goal, okay? If we look at Christ, it wasn't that Christ knew he was God that was so important. What was so important is that he realized that as God, how could he not love every single one of his creations, including the ones that would whip us, the ones who would mock us, the ones who would betray us, the ones who would turn their backs on us in time of need and not know us, and the ones who would shove a spear into our belly. This is the magnificent truth of this mantra, that as God, your creations are divine, every one of them. Every one of them must be loved and honored and released. We have an opportunity in every moment to reflect the highest truth of this mantra right back at that sea of consciousness. When we choose to love at that level, to love at the level of the Creator, lovingly creating, openly and loving accepting its creation, never judging, only loving and compassionately caring for. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful meditative night. I hope this helps you set yourself up for a beautiful sound sleep tonight. And take heart, no matter what we may feel is happening to us. We are infinitely loved, always protected. There is truly nothing to ever fear. Much love, namaste, and good night.